I'm going to make a very bold statement. Why physios, physical therapists, are keeping you weak. But I'm not here just to criticise these professionals, these disciplines, these areas of expertise. I'm actually hoping to package it in such a way that I can actually instill some confidence in you to do these things yourself. What I'm going to cover today is how they operate. I've worked alongside many top-level physiotherapists when I was working at the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst in the gym. I understand their struggles, their system, their approach, why you don't need a degree to strengthen your joints, and how to ultimately take what they do and just do it yourself. Because if you can do it yourself, you then rely internally to solve these problems, because it's just problem solving. Do you know what I mean? Relying on somebody else to solve your problems can lead to a whole host of issues. So, physios actually operate on a massively, in the NHS in the UK where it's free, they're on a salary. So they get paid the same amount every single month regardless of performance. Doesn't matter how many people they have in their clinic, they get paid the same amount every month. Even if they do not fix any single person, they still get paid the same amount. If they fix every single person, they get paid the same amount. There is no incentive for performance other than in certain pockets where you might have a senior physio that really, really cares about these numbers. It's not always a guarantee, so it's something to consider. Another thing is they are massively time constrained. They have back-to-back consultations all day. Some people coming in with a knee injury, some people coming in with a shoulder injury, elbow, lower back, muscle injury, nerve damage. All of these things, just back-to-back people. Like it's like a factory. The NHS is like a factory. And I can't speak for the health service in America or Australia. If you're experiencing in these spheres, please comment below. But if you're a physio watching this video, please add some context down below, because I am not a physio. However, I am strengthening people's joints and getting rid of people's injuries. I am just a person that understands how to think through these problems. I'm not claiming to be a physio or anything like that. I'm just somebody that likes to solve problems. And leading on to the second point, I could go on for ages about physiotherapists, how they actually operate. So they're going to get you in and they're going to basically listen to your point of view. They're going to listen to your symptoms. When are the symptoms coming on? Whereabouts is the pain? All of these general questions in which you can answer yourself and start to build the problem-solving piece on your own. So they're going to basically paint a picture of where the issue is and what type of movements bring on the symptoms. Yeah? From there, they're going to do a little assessment on the joint, whether that's the knee, the elbow, the shoulder, the lower back. They're going to put you in a couple of different positions to try and isolate the symptom. You can do this yourself. They are then going to make their physical training recommendation based off that isolated symptom. So they're going to go, strengthen this, do these movements, the pain will go away. And you're thinking, great. Not very motivated to go and do these things, because at the end of the day, if you didn't neglect this stuff in the first place, you probably wouldn't be there in the first place. However, that's how they operate, and that's how simple it is, and that's how simple it can be for you as well. So, for example, if your arm hurts, your shoulder hurts when you do this, the physio will go away, give you a couple of resistance bands and say, do this more. And you might sound like it's crazy simple. It is simple. And that's what I want to do. I want to give it to you in the most simple manner, because if it's complex, you're never going to have the confidence to do this on your own. And this is where I will caveat what I've just said a little bit. Some physios will make everything seem complex, right? They will use all the terminology of the ligaments, the muscles, and they will barrage you with information, make you scared, fear, all the rest of it. And it's not complicated. The body is complicated. However, your symptom is a guide that guides your future training. And you're probably listening to me thinking, no. You're probably thinking, no, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. Remember, the reason you're here is because you've been getting these issues wrong. And part of your brain that you keep listening to, your survival part of your brain, is governing these decisions and literally yapping in your shoulder. And again, I've got experience with this stuff. I do it for a living. I literally coach men out of these tricky situations with ease every single day of my life. And I'm giving it to you for free, the concepts. I really hope to package to you something useful. So, for those of you that don't know who the hell I am, my name's Paul Green. I'm a former British paratrooper and Special Forces Support Group operator. I'm a grappler, purple belt, 7 years grappling experience, but now I coach men out of these issues. But it's not because I'm a physio. It's not because I understand the origins and insertions of the shoulder joint. I don't understand that. I don't care. I don't need to understand that. What I understand is the questions that need to be asked after an injury happens. Question number 1, when does the symptom increase? Question number 2, what movements bring on the symptoms? Question number, I think that was 2 or 3. The next question is, can I isolate the symptom to a specific joint function? Remember, the knee, the elbow have 2 joint functions, extension and flexion. How easy is that? Number 4, what range of motion of the joint brings on the symptom? That's it. That is it. Because once you've got that information, you can literally do your own program. Okay, look, it hurts when I'm here. Okay, cool. So I need to start here, or I need to start a little bit less than that, and then progress into that when the symptom drops. That is how simple it is. You don't need to understand the muscles, the tendons, the ligaments, anything like that. You don't need to massively improve your quality of life. Physios, listen, I swear to God, challenge me in the comments. Let's have it out. I'm not criticising you. I'm just criticising the system and the sphere in which you are limited to. And this is why I built the longevity program. Cool story. I'm here to talk about you, the viewer, that struggles with these issues. You know, that has potentially been in an endless cycle of knee injury, pain relief, knee injury, pain relief, knee injury, reoccurring injuries, then it goes to somewhere in the body, the shoulder. And I'm here to talk about the version of you that solves physical problems in as you currently do, right? Outsourcing all of your responsibility to somebody else. Yes, these people might have a little bit more knowledge than you, but remember and understand in detail the limitations that these people have, right? Like I said, you will see a physio every couple of months in the UK. In the American Health Service, you will pay a lot of money to see these people. And what I need you to do is be okay with the idea of training an injured area which may feel like it's slightly painful, like slightly tight. Be okay with that if you know, logically speaking, that this is going to develop the function of the joint, the range of motion and the strength of that area, ultimately reducing in deletion of your symptoms. The problem is, when you get these complex science terminology physios that will literally put you into fight or flight, you are more likely to enter a cycle of survival mode and comfort. Oh my God, the world's going to end. He's mentioned surgery. He's mentioned this. Oh my God, I can't do jiu-jitsu anymore. I can't mountain bike anymore. I can't rock climb. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It's all bollocks. It's fucking absolute bollocks. Most people, and there's a study on this, I think 95% of all surgeries are a complete waste of time. One on that, because I will forget this point. The process goes, physio, right? Then the physio can either give you some exercises, which you can do yourself, and instead of waiting for that physio, you could have already been doing these exercises, reducing your symptoms to complete zero, and then continuing to do these exercises beyond zero, so that you actually get your joints strong. But also, most importantly, developing your character so that you never neglect this stuff in the future. Not just your shoulder, all your joints. Ingrain it into part of your week. Anyway, if you don't improve with a physio, they will then escalate things. They will make you a referral to a radiologist, right? And you will get imaging, MRI or an X-ray or ultrasound with a nurse. The image that you get can show the grades of the tear in your ligaments, muscles, whatever, right? However, another interesting thing is the image doesn't actually show anything to do with your symptoms. For example, there is a study on this as well. They basically got non-injured people and they got injured people. And everybody went and got some imaging done on their joints. And there's not really much of a clear sign that that person was injured or not injured. The reality of this situation is you can get something done and it can highlight another issue. Again, keeping you in this cycle of survival mode, reaching for comfort, fear. And if you're in that mindset, you're going to end up entering surgery. And you see how it just becomes a pattern. Awful. It's because you're scared. It's because you don't have confidence to do this on your own. And again, this is what my channel's here to do. And I do this every single day. I'm posting videos like this every single day to improve your confidence. Subscribe to the channel. If you think that you would benefit from having more confidence in training your joints, in particular your injured joints. The waiting times. People are like, yeah, but the NHS is free. I'm like, it's not free, mate, because you're waiting for months to get 3 exercise off them. You could have been absolutely beasting your injured shoulder 3 to 5 times per week, and by the time it comes to the physio consultation, the injury's sorted. It's all because you've outsourced all responsibility to somebody else, and that is 1.0 creature mindset. It's terrible, it's unproductive, and what you need to do is take full accountability of the situation. Just like I do with my own injuries. I don't go to a physio, I don't need to. I understand exactly what I've done, exactly what I've just told you. I understand that is the process to building strength and resilience in your joints. And I do this for other people as proof. The mirror, this is what it comes down to. The choice is, you either look in the mirror and blame yourself and take full accountability over the situation, use it as a learning and developmental piece, or you scurry the internet and do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that. No, it doesn't make a difference. Blame yourself. Injured parts of your body are weak parts of your body, and it is your responsibility, not anybody else's, to get them strong. Where's the symptom? Use the symptom as a guide. Let it guide you to the specific joint function of the specific range of motion of that certain joint. That's your start point. And it might be uncomfortable, right? It might bring on a little bit of pain, like 3 out of 10 pain, 4 out of 10. It's fine. Track your pain ratings every session. And obviously this, over time, is going to put you into a downward spiral. Reoccurring injuries, pain relief, ice and stuff. Going back to another physio, trying to see an acupuncture. It's reactive shite. It's all ways that you are basically choosing to not look in the mirror and blame yourself. Again, more fear, more panic, more likely that you're going to be entering the realms of surgery. Take responsibility today and get these areas stronger today. Ask yourself them questions. Imaging, misrepresentation of the problem. Sometimes it's useful. Very rarely is it useful though. It's useful when there's a grade 3 tear of the ligament or joint or whatever it is. It's useful in that regard, right? However, most problems aren't that severe. And remember, a non-symptomatic ligament or tendon may show up on an image as being torn, leading you to go back here again. It's almost like they want you, it's almost like this system wants you to be in a state of fear and panic. It's almost like this system can make a lot of money off you being on their path. Torn doesn't mean symptoms. Doesn't mean lack of function either. Doesn't mean lack of strength. Honestly, a non-injured person can get imaging and there are probably tears everywhere. Doesn't mean you have to action them. Who cares? Doesn't hurt. Doesn't have any loss of function. Who gives a shit? The 2.0 mindset notices the symptom and doesn't try and reduce it. This is so important. What I mean by not trying to reduce it is not taking painkillers to disconnect from the area that you absolutely should be connected to. Painkillers numb the neural pathways or whatever, numb the nerves so that you can kind of get by and enjoy your day with less restrictions. You want to be fully connected to the injured area to effectively strength train it. Anti-inflammatories, no. You want the body, natural healing processes to be accelerated, not slowed down. Ice, same detail. Elevation, same detail. Compression, same detail. So, the 2.0 mindset man isolates the symptom to one joint function. This is 30 seconds of research on Google. For example, the shoulder. I'll go through it now. I'll make myself a little bit bigger. Your shoulder hurts. When does it hurt? Does it hurt when you do this? 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 You wouldn't believe that explanation in 30 seconds is 4 years of physiotherapy degree. They obviously enter more technical terms and all the rest of it, but for you as a person that has no confidence in strengthening their injured joints, that is all you need. Once you have identified it to a specific joint function, go one step further than that and ask yourself, at what joint angle does it hurt? Is it here in external rotation where it hurts? No. Is it here, closer to the end range? Yes, most cases it is. By answering these questions to yourself, you understand fully where your current issue is, and you can start strengthening it. It hurts at the end range. It hurts when I move it, so I'm going to do a 30-second hold at the end range. But I'm not going to let my symptoms go more than a 4 out of 10 for pain. When that symptom drops off, you can start moving it and progressing the movement, increasing your strength. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be sciencey. You are just increasing your strength. The more your strength increases, the more your symptom reduces, the more your confidence gets better. And then you can do it with the rest of your joints because you understand that this shit is easy. The 2.0 mindset man takes full responsibility of the situation. It's not complicated. You do not need to research ligaments, functions, origins, and it doesn't make a difference. It's simple. The shoulder and the hip move in a similar fashion. The elbow and the knee move in a similar fashion. You go and see a physiotherapist, they might make this seem like it's a lot more complicated than it is. If you think it's complicated, they are either terrible at relaying you with information, or it's going to keep you in that fear, survival, comfort-seeking, pain-based cycle. And obviously the 2.0 mindset man has the belief and the confidence and the optimism that he can do this himself. Belief is important because this is the character piece. It's not just about doing the tactics like I've just said to you. Fundamentally, you've got to believe in logic. Can I improve the level of my strength of that injured area? Yes or no? Can I, as an individual, that is the ultimate question. Can I, as an individual, improve the strength of that function myself without the direction of a yes or no? That is literally it. Because if the answer is yes, then all you need to do is apply the tactics. That's going to give you confidence. It's going to add to self-belief. And then that process could be a different joint in the future if you were to get injured in a different joint. Honestly, it's that simple. I couldn't make it more simple. One thing I like to do with my clients, I explain something called zooming in, zooming out. So when you have isolated the issue and you fucking attacked it head on, most 1.0 thinking men, the creature mindset avoids the issue, runs away from their issue. 5 years later, they're trying to get an appointment with a physiotherapist. How do you think that physiotherapist is going to feel when you're saying to them, oh, well, I've neglected it for 10 years? They're going to be thinking, who the fucking hell is this loser? How the fuck is this resistance band exercise and this energy that I'm giving this person going to make any difference? This guy needs to work on his character. That is why physios are making you weak, because they do not have the time to develop your character, let alone give you an actual training program that works more than just once every 2 weeks. Zooming in, zooming out. Isolate the function, you've isolated the range of motion, and you're now training, right? After you get the results from that, the pain's going to drop off pretty quickly. Then you can zoom out and start focusing on the front, full shoulder pressing, chest pressing, back movements, pulling movements. Then you can start to focus on your hips, your knees, zoom in, then zoom out. What I mean specifically by this is that the biggest impactful thing, the biggest thing that's negatively impacting your quality of life should be addressed first, right? That should be your priority. The 1.0, the creature mindset, the thing that's impacting their lives most, they avoid the most. The 2.0 mindset man prioritizes the complete opposite sides of the scale. All of this stuff. Use it as a learning curve. Use it as a chance to go, hold on a minute. I'm fucking neglecting my joints again. I'm doing too much jiu-jitsu here. I need to start prioritizing weights again. Am I getting enough sleep? And this is what I'm saying. It goes to training. You zoom out from training, and then you start zooming out to other areas of your life. Am I eating nutrient-dense food, or am I eating ultra-processed garbage that actually inflames my joints? Am I getting enough sleep? You keep zooming out. And then once you've zoomed out fully, you're like, okay, cool. Everything's in place now. All good. And then when the next injury happens, zoom in, pain relief, quality of life increase, then you zoom out again. But none of this happens whether you can't zoom in and zoom out if you haven't got the ability to blame yourself. That's why my videos don't get very many views, because men don't like blaming themselves. Very stubborn old bunch, aren't you? However, there is a very select few that absolutely love blaming themselves and love getting a reality check. These issues happen for a reason. The reason they happened is the way you problem solved about your physical issues up until this point. The physio knows this when they're delivering their stuff to you. They know that you could not give a flying fuck. So why should they? You know what I mean? You have fallen down on your own priority list. Personal standards in the sewers. And that character fade has resulted in these physical issues. Now, life does get in the way sometimes. The business needs to be prioritised. You might be moving house, kids, school runs. All of these things are reasons why your personal standards fall down that pecking order. And then these issues start to come in. And it's all about uplifting and maintaining your own high personal standards. So then these issues rarely ever happen. And when you do, you just apply the system that I've talked about. The mirror. The mirror. Have I neglected my strength training? Am I actually strengthening my joints? Or am I just winging it? Strengthening your joints is not doing kettlebell exercises. Strengthening your joints is picking the best possible strength training exercises to get strong, or a variation of the best possible exercises in order to work your joints through their full range of motion. Choose anything else, you choose comfort, you choose enjoyment, you choose hormones. You just got to choose the best exercises and do them really well. So the choice you have every day is outsource the responsibility to somebody else, or actually start fucking believing that you can do this yourself. I've never spoke to a physio about an issue in years, and I now coach men to strengthen their joints and get rid of their injuries. I am not a physio. I'm literal proof that of this whole concept. You don't need a physio, you don't need me, but you are getting in your own way. Gentlemen, that is it from me.